You're telling me in 25 years of being an illegal immigrant in the United States, having 4 kids, being in the hospital and giving birth to 4 children 4 separate times in the United fucking States, you couldn't have filed a single stitch of fucking goddamn paperwork to be legal or to start the asylee process? Not a single one? 25 years? And you want us to feel bad for you when ICE comes a knocking? You've had 25 years, babe. 25 goddamn years. A quarter of a fucking century to file a single piece of paperwork. 25 goddamn years. You've literally given birth to 4 separate American citizens. And you want us to feel fucking bad because now your ass is fucking yeetus over the border back to whence you fucking came from? And you want us to feel bad? Make that make sense. 25 years and you couldn't have filed a single piece of paperwork to start the goddamn fucking process? Like, fuck you. Get the fuck out, you fat piece of shit.
So I was watching the ICE raids in downtown LA right now, and I'm going to tell you something that pisses me off. I don't care if you don't agree with me in the comments. If you attack a federal officer, if you put a federal officer's life in danger, if you throw objects at them that could possibly cause extreme or serious bodily harm to them, they should have every right to pull out their rifle and light you up. And light up anybody besides you that's engaging in that behavior. I don't care, okay? This is absurd. They wouldn't be there if people weren't breaking the law. Follow the law. It's very simple. When agents go somewhere, they go there because laws are being broken. So if there's people who want to attack these agents for doing their job and for making sure that the laws that are passed are followed, and their lives are being put in danger, there should be no reason why they should have to take that shit. America is too lenient, okay? If this was fucking China or Russia, shot on the spot. You would get shot on the spot. You know, I guess be happy that you're American and you could do this bullshit.
I hate to break it to you guys, but you're not starting a revolution by throwing blocks of cement at ICE agents while they're driving and while also blocking a federal bus on the 101 freeway in LA. You're not doing anything but besides putting people in danger, and you're being really fucking annoying. I don't understand what's with people thinking they can block a moving vehicle. And why are you on the freeway? Is their liberal logic? Yeah, I'm gonna bring my kids and my toddlers to a riot and a protest to hide behind them like a shield. Because guess what? A little kid got pepper sprayed. Would you look at that? They're literally walking on the freeway. The 101 freeway in LA, by the way. So if you live in California, you know, holding Mexican flags. I mean, you can't make this fucking shit up. Every time I see these riots and these protests, you never see an American flag. You see every other flag for another country. It's so fucking weird.
You want to burn our flag, stomp on it, spit on it? Let me tell you something as a true patriot. You're not making a statement. You're just exposing yourself. That flag you're trying to destroy, it's blood, sweat, and sacrifice of millions of Americans who fought and died for you to have the freedom to act like fools out in the street. You think you're bold for lighting it on fire? Try standing in front of a Marine who lost his brothers out in combat and tell him that flag means nothing. Try telling the families who buried their loved ones with that flag on the casket that you have the right to spit on it. You don't even know what you're disrespecting. You have every right to protest in America. That's freedom that these men and women fought to protect. But when you cross the line and attack the very symbol that protects that freedom, you're not a protester. You're a disgrace. You're not changing the country for the better. You're reminding every real American exactly what we stand for and who we're up against. That flag will still be flying long after your tantrums are over. You can burn it, but you'll never burn out what it really represents. Honor, sacrifice, unity, and real courage. So here's my message to every patriot watching. Stand up and speak out. Let them know that this flag means more to us than their hate ever could.
I just want to explain a little something to all you dipshits who have no idea what's going on in LA. I have been on the ground for the past 4 days. I just got back from the federal building. I was detained twice. The National Guard are not being deployed against U.S. citizens. The Marines are not being deployed against U.S. citizens. They are being stationed at federal buildings across the country where riots are taking place. They do not leave the steps of those buildings. They do not touch the sidewalk. They are there as security for those buildings. Those buildings are federal property. They are allowed to operate there. If you do not storm the federal building and you do not attack the National Guard, you will not be attacked by the National Guard. They will not retaliate against you if you do not threaten them. And by threaten, I mean try to break their ranks. I stood 2 inches from the National Guard today. They did nothing to me. I watched several other people who were protesters stand 2 inches from the National Guard today. They did nothing. If you do not try to enter the federal building, they will not do anything. They are not allowed to operate in a law enforcement capacity because the cities that these buildings are in will not allow them to. Calm down and stop being stupid. I'm Cam Higbee, and I'm an investigative journalist. I cover protests around the country.
I'm full Mexican, and seeing all these people getting deported and rioting and all this shit, it sucks, but it's part of the law. If you're here illegally, you will be kicked out. My dad was deported 10 years ago under the Obama administration, and people are not saying anything about that because he's not white or orange. Yes, it was traumatizing. Yes, it sucked. My parents willingly had me knowing that my dad could be gone one day. And honestly, it's a blessing because he sacrificed his generation in order to give me the opportunity to be here and make something of it. He's here back legally now, which everybody should try to do. But if you're here illegally, you gotta know if you get kicked out, it's just part of the law. If you steal something from a store, you will be arrested. If you break a law, you will be arrested. If you're a Mexican here illegally right now, you just got to play the game and hide as best as possible. Survival of the fittest, that's just how the U.S. works. I believe in peaceful protesting, but once it turns into violence, that's just too much. If you really hate this country so much and hate the leader and hate this and that, you should fucking leave. But you won't, because this country's so great that anyone in Mexico right now would take your spot. I don't stand for any of the violence, but I do stand for people standing in what they believe in.
One thing I don't understand about these LA riots is why are they waving the flag of the country that they're rioting to stay away from? Like, it doesn't make sense at all. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. You're defeating the whole purpose of why you're rioting by doing this. And you're not assimilating.
How nice undocumented people are. I don't care that they just probably are here seeking a better life. I don't care how hardworking they are. If you are undocumented, I hope you get rounded up and sent back to wherever you have come from. Because I just saw a content creator on this app ask the question, what would you do if a immigrant family knocked on your door and asked to be hidden away in your attic? First and foremost, immigrants and undocumented people are not the same thing. No matter how many times people on the left try to group them in the same category, they are not in the same category. But if an undocumented family knocked on my door expecting to evade ICE and other law enforcement authorities by hiding away in my attic, I would turn them in. And I don't care if the family consisted of mom, dad, siblings, children, babies, 85-year-old great-grandparents on walking canes. If they are here undocumented, they need to be rounded up and sent back to wherever they have come from.
The amount of influencers who feel like they need to talk about immigration right now and just have the worst takes, it's killing me. Flat out telling people that crossing the border illegally and coming to this country is not a criminal offense and that it's like jaywalking. It is a actual criminal offense to cross the border illegally and just try to live here. Just do a simple Google search. People are trying to sound like they're on the right side of history or they're the good guys in this situation and like nobody else cares about other human beings' struggles. As both of my parents were immigrants and both of them came to this country legally and it took years. Do you think it's fair for the legal immigrants who live in this country, pay their taxes, abide by the laws here? Do you think it's fair to those immigrants that have to wait years and pay lots of money to come to this country for other people to just cross the border, use our healthcare, not pay taxes? I'm not saying I don't understand their desire to leave their country and come to this country because, believe it or not, we live in the freest and best and most prosperous country in the world. We simply cannot just let people cross the border and come and live here. Despite what you think, it is not a victimless crime. When illegal immigrants are living in this country and using healthcare services, not paying taxes, who do you think is footing that bill? You, the American taxpayer. Like I said, you can have empathy for these people. You can understand their desire to leave their country and come here and be prosperous. But to just pretend like everybody hates immigrants instead of agreeing that people should follow the legal process to come to this country is insane.